Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today is the day 31 for our Palo Alto firewall training series. In this video, I am going to explain you what is Ike V2. Okay. So I have listed some of the points that I am going to cover in this video. So basically what exactly Ike V2, where we can use it, and what is Ike V1 and what is Ike V2. Like what are the changes that has been taken place in Ike version 2? What are the advantages of Ike version 2? How we can configure Ike version 2 in Palo Alto firewall, as well as I'll tell you the troubleshooting steps that we can follow in real-time scenarios, and also I'll do a packet capture and I'll explain you step by step how Ike version 2 forms the tunnel and what are the parameters that is required for forming Ike version 2. Okay, so I'll request you to please watch my video till the end so that you can understand these points as well as you can use it in your real world environment. And also I'll recommend you to please subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that whenever I upload any video you'll get notified. So without any further delay, let's get started. So friends, first of all, we'll try and understand what is Ike V2. Before understanding that, first of all, we'll try and understand what is Ike V. Okay, so Ike V is Internet Key Exchange. Okay, so what it does. So let's suppose you have an office in US. Okay, and it is connected to internet. Okay, now you are expanding your business and you are making one more branch in London. Okay, so you will have a network over there, as well as in your headquarters you will have a network. So now if you want to communicate from PC1 to PC2, then in that case the traffic will be flow on public internet, and you know on public internet we will have lot of hackers that are available, right? So they can sniff your data. Sniffing in sense, they can capture your data and they can read you what exactly you're sending. So let's say if the communication is very sensitive for the company, in that case your data will get compromised. To safeguard the data, we'll use Internet Key Exchange, which is known as IKE. Okay, so what it does is, let's say you will have a device on headquarters and on the branch as well. So with the help of IKE, they will create a secure channel, right? And if PC1 is sending data to PC2, in that case the traffic will be flowing, or the data will be flow inside this secure channel. If some hacker takes the data or captures the data, he will not be able to read it. Why? Because let's say PC1 is sending hello. When this hacker take the data, he will be seeing the data like this, AZ, something like that. So he will not be able to understand, because they will negotiate some algorithms which this device and this device can understand. Means the device which is located in US and the device which is located in London, they can able to understand, because they will have the password to decrypt the data, or they have the password to see the clear text. Okay, so this is how our Internet Key Exchange helps sending the data from one private network to another private network on public internet. So we have got two versions of IKE, version 1 and version 2. So in this video I'll be talking about version 2. I have already uploaded a video on Ike version 1. If you want to see that video, you can just click on the I button, which will be on the right corner of the video, or you can just check the description. Okay, so this is how Ike works, and what are the disadvantages in a version 1, and what are the advantages or what are the changes that has happened in version 2. I'll be explaining in this video. So now friends, we'll compare Ike version 1 and Ike version 2, and we'll see what are the advantages that we have in Ike version 2. So first we have some categories that we see. So if I talk about the messages, what exactly the messages, the negotiation I'm talking about. So between two peers, how many messages will get exchanged to create a secure channel. So in Ike version 1, it is like 6 message plus for phase 2, 3 messages. So total we'll be having 9 messages. But in Ike version 2, we have 4 message plus 2 message. Okay, so 4 message is just to like the exchange of policies and all those things, and after that it creates a child essay. I'll explain you later, but as of now you just understand total 6 messages. Okay, now as it uses less messages, it uses less bandwidth, right? And it is faster as well. If I talk about the other category, okay, the security issue. So Ike version 1, it supports the older encryption algorithms, okay, the older one. But in Ike version 2, it supports the new encryption algorithms and hash and all those things, which gives you a strong password as well as the longest. So to crack that password, it is very difficult for a hacker. And also NSA has already given exploit against Ike version 1. If you are using a weak password, okay, in Ike version 1. So guys, if you are using weak password in Ike version 1, you are victim for dictionary attack. So, but in Ike version 2, it's not been tested or it's not been proven till now that it is suspected to any kind of attack till now. Okay. So from security point of view also, you'll get advantage over Ike version 1. Now if I talk about DPD is to check whether the other peer is alive or not, and NAT-T is to detect whether we have device in between, like there is a NAT device in between two VPN peers. Okay, so in Ike version 1, there was a manual that you have to configure DPD as well as the NAT-T. But in Ike version 2, it is auto. So it is already been set. You don't need to do anything. So it is very helpful for engineers. Okay. So if I talk about the compatibility, Ike version 1 was not compatible with the mobile platforms, whereas Ike version 2 supports mobile platform as well. So these are the advantages that we get in Ike version 2. In this video, I'm going to cover the configuration part in Palo Alto. So I'll request you to please stay tuned and watch the video till the end. So now friends, we'll move on to the lab, and we'll configure Ike V2 in Palo Alto firewall, and we'll see what are the parameters that is getting changed or it will remain the same. So friends, I have taken the same scenario that we have seen for Ike version 1. It will be the same. The network, you see the network, it will be, I guess, 20. Okay. So, and if you see the public network, it has the same IP address schema. So I have already configured everything. I'm going to configure the site 1 in Ike version 2 in site 1 Palo Alto. Okay, so just let me log in here, and we'll go to the network tab first, and what are the steps that we need to configure. I'll write that steps so that you guys, it will be easier for you guys. So first of all, we have to define the Ike crypto, as I am going to use the default one. If you want, you guys can use other name, or you can just add the profiles like Ike crypto profile. You can add it, and you can add the encryption value over here as well. So as of now, I'll be using the default one, so I'm not going to create anything. And for IPsec as well, I'm not going to configure anything else. As you know guys, like it will be the same way how Ike version 1 was working, but only the negotiation part has been changed. I'll explain you when we do Wireshark capture. Okay, so now we'll go to Ike Gateways. We'll add it. Now we'll just give a name. So site 1 to site 2. Okay. Now we have to configure Ike version 2 only, and we have to define the interface. So interface is 1/2. As you can see, the 1/2, it is there. So we are just using 1/2, and the IP address. So friends, the IP address will automatically appear over here, and you have to define the peer IP address. So I'll be defining 201.1.1.2, and we have to define the pre-shared key. Okay, so yeah, if you want, you can define your local identification, as it is not required, so you don't need to do that. Yeah, if we go to the advanced option, so I'm just using the default one. So yeah, we just click OK, and we are done with the Ike Gateways. Now we have to go to Ipsec Tunnel. Don't forget to create the tunnel in the network. Like you have to go to the interface, and then you have to go to tunnel. Now site 1 to site 2. I guess we cannot give any space. Okay, now as if you have not created the tunnel interface, you can just go on the tunnel. Okay, you just number the tunnel, and you have to assign it to the respective virtual router as well as the zone. As we have an interface which is outside, and where we are building the tunnel, so we are building on the outside interface. That is the reason we are just keeping this as a outside interface. Okay, so we have already configured the tunnel, so we'll just select tunnel 1 and the Ike gateway that we have created just now. So, and the crypto profile will be default, and also we have to define the proxy IDs. So I'll just define the source and the destination crypto IDs over here. So the crypto IP for local. Okay, so we just give a name, site 1 to site 2. Okay, the local will be 10.1.1.0/24, and remote will be 20.1.1.0/24, and we'll just click OK. Click OK, and we'll do a commit. So while it commits, I'll just pause the video and I'll just start it after this commit successful. So friends, I'll just list down the steps that we have configured. Okay, so step 1, we have to configure the IP address. Okay. Number 2, we have to define IKE profile. Number 3, we have to define IPsec profile. Number 4, we have to define Ike gateway. Number 5, we have to configure tunnel interface, and we have to assign it to respective zone. And we are, last but not the least, we have to configure IPsec tunnel. Okay, so you guys know how to configure IP address, and I showed you Ike V profile, IPsec profile, gateway, as well as how to configure tunnel interface and assigning to the zone, and also the IPsec tunnel. So after completing all this, you have to go to another device, the site 2 device, and you have to repeat the same thing, but only the IP addresses or the peer IP will be get changed on site 2, and after that we'll do the testing. So I'll pause the video and configure site 2, and then we'll do the testing. Now friends, the last thing that you have to configure, which I missed it out, the policies that you need to configure. So yeah, one policy which is from one peer to another peer, okay, which will be on the port number Ike V. So I'll just show you what would be the port number that you have to configure. Okay, so you guys need to configure over here, as I have done it for application default. Okay, so here what you have to do is you have to call, not here, on the application side, you just configure IKE and also IPsec. Okay, so if you are configuring to the production environment, just configure these two applications, and after that you have to allow the connection from outside to go through this tunnel. That is the reason I'm just allowing from their private network to our private network. So site 2 private network and site 1 private network. If you guys are not able to see, I'll just increase the fronts of the browser. I'm just trying. Okay, yeah. So basically the inside 20, as we are on site 2, that is the reason you are seeing 20 as an internal and 10 as an external, 10 as an external and 20 as an internal. That is the reason. Okay, so we have logged into the site 2, so we are done with the configuration. And if you guys remember, I have explained the routing things as well. So if you are forgetting like the routing, so what you have to do is you have to go to virtual routes and you have to point the private network through tunnel interface. So you have to go to default and you have to create a static route pointing to their private network through tunnel interface without defining any next hop. I'll show you how. Okay, so you have to go to static routes. As you can see, the VPN, okay, not this one, the site one, which is 10.1.0 through tunnel 0, next hop none. Okay, and after that you are done with this. Now you just go and commit this one. Meanwhile, I'll just put down all the steps, the next steps. So configure policy. So the peer IP address to the peer IP address, and after that you have to configure the private site 1 address to private site 2. Same the another policy, like from site 2 to site 1. Okay, and the last thing, that configure the static route through tunnel via tunnel 1 or whatever tunnel interface you define. Okay, so these are the steps that you need to follow to configure Ike V2 in Palo Alto firewall. Okay, now we'll do a packet capture. Now we'll go here, go to capture ether 1/2. Now you will be seeing some information, as this is a Cisco router. So you will be seeing a few of the keep alive messages, which ensures that okay, you are able to do the packet capture now. Okay, now we'll see the IP address, what is configured over here. So we are configured with 10.1.1.2, and what is the PC2 IP address which is configured right now. So we'll just go and see over here. Okay, so 20.1.1.2. now we'll initiate some traffic now, and we'll test whether the tunnel is coming up or not right now. Okay, so ping 20.1.1.2. okay, now we'll see in the packet capture whether we're getting any VPN traffic. Yeah, so now we can see we are able to ping the device, and we can see some traffic on the packet capture. As we can see, we have total 1 2 3 4 5. So friends, I'll highly recommend you to please watch my Ike V1 video, because it will be very helpful for you guys to understand. Okay, so there are total 4 messages. Okay, so first message will be from site 1 to site 2. It will be kind of policy exchange they will do. Also they will do NAT detection. Also they will exchange the Diffie-Hellman key. After that, this is message 1. In message 2, the response will be coming from site 2. Same, the policy acceptance, NAT detection and DH key. So whatever happens in 1 to 4, it will happen in first and second message. Okay, if I compare with Ike V1. Okay, in message 3 this will be encrypted. Okay, so whatever like the pre-shared key authentication happens on this, okay, and the key material will get exchanged, like the key material in sense the key which has been derived from this DH values will be used to encrypt pre-shared key, and after that for the future use as well, and for data authentication. And in message 4 it will be responded back by side 2 with authentication acceptance. Okay, and after that in message 5 he will be sending like the side 1 will be sending to create a child assay for the proxy IDs, and here in the 6th message the site 2 will accept the proxy IDs, and after that the negotiation, like the encryption of data starts after accepting it. Okay, so this is how Ike V2 works. So for the troubleshooting purpose, I'll highly recommend you to please match the policies. If there is a NAT device in between, if the DH value is getting matched or not. Last time I showed you how if the PFS is enabled when we done between the checkpoint and the Palo Alto firewall, there was a PFS issue that was there. So you have to make sure the policy is all right, the NAT is in place, as well as the pre-shared keys are matching. And if there is any block in between, so the negotiation happens between will be on UDP 500. So let's suppose if there is a firewall in between two VPN peers, you have to open UDP 500 so that the negotiation can happen and they will be able to exchange the security parameters and they can build the tunnel. Okay, so these are the things that you have to keep in mind while troubleshooting. So I'll highly recommend you to please subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that you never miss a video from me. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have any suggestion regarding my video, please do comment. And also thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.